Our dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, good, good to be alive right about now. You are let me some more. It's good to be alive right about now. Good evening, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Right in the chat box. How are you feeling this evening, guys? Right now, how are you feeling? Right in the chat box, guys. I'm going to give a quick shout out to everyone who's online right now. So we have Andrea's online. We've got Deborah in the house. We've got Kirsty in the house. Nafisa's in the house. Sammy's in the house. We're just going to wait for everybody else to sign on. And we're going to get straight into it, guys. But let me know how you're feeling. Sammy is feeling motivated. Amazing. Andrea's feeling excited. Deborah is excited too. Woo, 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 woo. Can someone volunteer to come online and express your excitement for tonight? So, Sammy, we're going to put you online. You got to express, you got to get us all excited about tonight. No pressure.
Hello.
Hey, Sammy's in the house. Sammy.
Why do you keep picking on me tonight?
I feel like picking on you. Sammy, express yourself. How excited are you about tonight?
Oh, I'm super excited about tonight. I can't wait to find out all about what this Bali trip's got to offer, and it sounded so interesting when you was explaining earlier, so I'm uber excited.
Uber excited. I love your accent, by the way, Sammy.
Uber. Thanks.
Get everyone ready and hyped for tonight. Get them excited about living, like their life will never be the same again, living life on their terms with confidence, clarity, with self-love. Make them feel amazing.
Okay. Tonight is going to be absolutely incredible. Literally, we're going to find out how this is going to change our life for the better. How after tonight and after this trip that we will never be the same again. And our lives will be enriched with so much value, and we'll be able to give so much back because we'll have such a passion and a love for ourselves that this is literally just going to change everything.
I love
it. Good enough?
Whereabouts are you in your life at the moment?
I'm actually in quite a good place at the minute, but that's because of the 21-day challenge. So I'm actually in quite a good place right now. I'm comfortable in my own skin, which has taken me, God, years. I'm 31 now, so yeah, it's taken me many years to get to this point. But yeah, I'm happy in my own skin, and I'm actually starting to love myself for who I am. All my little quirks and faults and stuff, I'm actually loving me for me. So, yeah.
Amazing. If I had a magic wand and I could wave this magic wand, what do you want your life to look like?
All I've got to work on now is what I need and what I've got to do to bring the success that I want and the life that I want for my children. So I've got my goals in place and I know what I've got to do, and I'm still learning my tools every day. So yeah, I've literally just got to put things in place now to get to my final destination.
Amazing, Sammy. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you for coming on.
That's all right.
Guys, how did Sammy do? Who can relate? Who can relate to Sammy? Who would feel like, do you know what, I'd get on well with Sammy? Someone's wrote, nope, I would never get on well with Sammy. She's horrible.
It sounds about right. Did I go to my school?
Deborah said me. Andrea said, I love Sammy. Amazing.
Oh,
So thank you so much, Sammy, for coming on.
you're welcome. I hope I helped everybody.
Have. I feel pumped right now as well.
Yay!
So, Sammy just got everything started, and we're still waiting for one or two to come on this webinar tonight, guys. But what I want to find out from you guys, because this amazing retreat, this breakthrough retreat that we're doing, whenever I do this, whenever I take people away, and we've been to the Caribbean before, we've been to America before, but whenever we take people away, it's so important to know where people are at, what they want to get out of it, and also the place where they're living at the moment, like mentally living at the moment, so that the whole experience goes smoothly. Everyone gets on. It's like family. The chemistry is right, and it's just a life-changing experience. So the reason on why I chose Bali of all places in the world to go to was because it keeps on popping up. I know a lot of coaches in the South Development world, and they keep saying, Warren, have you been to Bali yet? It changed my life. Have you been to Bali yet? And I just kept on getting it. Bali, 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 Bali. And it just said it was a place where you can really go out to Bali and you can just switch off from this fast-paced world, this Western world that we're living in. And it's the perfect environment to make that breakthrough in your life, where if you want confidence, you want to develop yourself, it's the perfect environment to really go to the root cause of the problems in your life, the stories that you tell yourself, to really change your mindset. You need to change that environment. So this is where Bali, for me, it was like a place where I have to do a retreat in Bali. It has to happen. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to show you a little bit about like the pictures and stuff of Bali, just to kind of give you this mental image of what to expect. So let me put this one next. Before I show you the pictures though, you know, a lot of people, they get into self-development for a book, or someone recommends them to listen to an audio, and they read this book, it makes a lot of sense. They're like, wow, a lot of aha moments. They start to make a lot of changes in their life. When they're with other people who are like-minded, they're fine, they're great, they're happy, they're yes, they're pumped, they're ready, yes. But then when they're not, when they go back home, they have these phases of being consistent, growing, and then they have these down moments. And these down moments keep on happening. Like there's a pattern that keeps coming up. This pattern keeps, something keeps happening. There's a pattern that keeps coming up. And if you ever want to make lasting change, there's things you have to change in your life. For example, your environment. Trying to lose weight whilst living in a bakery, it's not the right environment to lose the weight. So your environment, if you want to be in a place where you're living on your terms, you have to be in a positive environment. You have to be in an environment that allows you to grow. Like you can't plant a seed on concrete. You can only plant it in fertile soil. So to really make that change in your life, you have to change your environment. And then you've got to change your language. People are using the same language to try to change their life, not realizing that every time you say you can't, but what if, all of these words that you're using, they're holding you, they're preventing you from getting ahead or changing the direction that you're going in. They keep holding you back. That pattern that keeps coming. Do you know what? This happened. Like people use their language, they say, do you know what? What happens is I take 3 steps forward, then I always take 2 steps back. Listen to what I just said. They take 3 steps forward, then I take 2 steps back. This always happens to me. I wonder why it happens to you, because of the language that you're using. Whenever you say this always happens to me, guess what? It's always going to happen to you. 100%. So you change your language, you change the beliefs, and you change your mindset. The people you surround yourself with, so who you surround yourself with on a day-to-day basis, they need to be talking the same language as you. You need to have a group of people that you surround yourself with who are smarter than you, who you're learning with, where you're just listening to them and you're learning. And then the last one is purpose and a why. You need a big why to change your life. It's a very big thing to do in your life, to change the whole direction. You've been going one direction for the last 10, 20, 30 years of your life. And you've just realized that you've been going in the wrong direction. To change that direction is hard, is scary, is tough. But if you have a big enough why, you make the U-turn, you change the direction. So these 4 key areas, if you're missing one of these areas, if you've got using bad language, you're in the wrong environment, you don't have the why, you're not connected to the why or the purpose, you surround yourself with people who are not going in the same direction as yourself, you're not going to get lasting change. You're not going to get that mindset that's going to be a growth mindset, which is going to allow you to achieve your goals. And this is where the whole retreat came about. If you take a human being outside of their normal environment and you give them enough time to be in that new environment, to take in this new content, to be around like-minded people who want to go in the same direction as yourself, people that want to be confident, that want to love who they are, that want to have clarity on their life and belief that they can succeed with their goals. So the environment, to have a week, sometimes I do seminars which are like a day seminar or a 2-day seminar or events, but to have a week with someone in a new environment, teach them how to change their language, being around people who are like-minded, allowing them to cry and to connect with their purpose. That excites me, to have a week, to immerse myself a week in a new environment with people that want to change their life. The experience would be life-changing. So this is where the whole retreat came about. So your morning routine, we do it together. From when in the morning, when you first thing as you wake up, as that alarm goes off, we're doing the morning routine. We're seeing the sun go up together. We're talking about our goals and dreams. We're saying our affirmations with nature. And then we go through the whole process together. We create one safe environment where people can share, people can open up for the very first time in their life. And then we can see where the thorns are. We can see the things that have happened to you that's preventing you from getting ahead. Changing the meaning of the things that happened in the past. Like this retreat is going to be life-changing. So let me quickly show you through. Actually, before I show you, let me explain this. So do you know what I talked to you about with self-development? There's a lot of people they're called self-development junkies. Who here, guys, right now, to be honest, would you say you're someone that will read a few books or go to an event, you feel good, but then you have those lows and you want to be able to deal with those low times. You want to be able to have more of a going up situation where you're continuously to grow rather than having the up and you're having big downs. How many people right now have that? So Sammy said yes, Nicole, me. Hannah, definitely. Deborah, yes. And this is what I noticed. You know what? A lot of people that go to events, they get pumped. Yes, this is amazing. It makes so much sense. And then you get home, and maybe it's you're on your own. You're in a room, and your thoughts come back, and those demons come out, and you're on this consistent fight with trying to be positive. Like it becomes like almost like a chore to keep this positive, like to be positive. You gotta like not fake it, like you're kind of faking it to yourself. You know, you can change this, but to change it, it's like a lot of people they go. If I bring up this, they go to the surface level, right? So they might read the book. They're only going under the surface, just the surface level of trying to change their life. But the stories that have been placed in your mind as a child, like your mind takes in anything. Your subconscious mind will accept anything. When you're a baby or a child doesn't have a choice to say, I'm going to learn this language. They just learn the language based on what was taught to them. So we've got all of these stories, these conflicting stories that are preventing you from being successful. And reading a book or going to an event isn't going to find the root cause to the problems. It's getting deep in the questions of why does this keep happening? Why does this pattern keep on happening in my life? And this is what this whole breakthrough retreat's all about. Go into the places where you haven't wanted to go to. But we don't just go straight there. It's a process. We have to make you realize that I need to go there in order for me to change my life. Because actually, when you go down, you don't have the capability of changing your story. You have the ability then to change your story. Most people are just layering things over layer, over layer, over layer, over layer, and never dealing with the root cause. And they wonder why it's never working. It's only temporary fixes. Yes, I feel good for the moment. But until you deal with the root cause, it's always going to keep on coming back. If I was to talk about my story and how I became a coach and how I became a speaker, it wasn't my intention to be a speaker. It wasn't my intention to be a coach. I was on this journey of finding the root cause of why do I feel the way that I feel? Why do I believe what I believe? Where did that belief come from? Why am I ashamed of certain things that happened to me in my life? And all of these questions allowed me to search. And I kept searching. I kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. And I started to find the forms, the reasons and why this pattern, these thoughts, these beliefs come from. But I only knew about this because I knew about the psychology. I knew about the mind. I started to study emotion. Why do we feel? Where does emotion come from? Why do we feel good and why do we feel bad? How do we turn this on? If we can work out where emotion comes from, we can manage how we feel. So whenever I'm feeling down, I know that I can change how I feel through understanding what is causing that emotion inside of my body. So this is what I started to study. I started studying emotional intelligence. So I started to realize that actually our thoughts play a big part. Being consciously aware of where your thoughts are going. Because wherever your focus goes, that's where the energy flows. Wherever your focus goes. So I started to realize this, and I started to manage how I felt. And then from doing that, what it allowed me to do was whenever I felt, whenever I was driving in a car and someone cut me up and I felt frustrated and I was like, I knew that I didn't want to feel that emotion. I didn't want to feel that anger inside of me. But I knew how to change it. I changed it by changing the story that I told myself. The person who cut in front of me wasn't being selfish. That person was rushing to the hospital because his wife was in labor. And now the anger is gone because my thoughts are in somewhere else. So this is the power of it, guys. This is how you really can truly change your life. When I mastered this, when I started to be in a place where I could bring this energy, this determination, this hunger, it brought consistency. I'm not this Mr. Positive person that if you hurt me, kick me, I don't just go, la 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 la, I'm Mr. Positive. No, I feel it. I feel the emotion, but as soon as I feel the emotion, as soon as it's inside my body, it's my decision whether I keep that feeling or replace it with a feeling that I want to feel. That's the power. Most of us don't have that, so therefore we have to buy our happiness. We buy it in material things. We comfort it. We do it through others. We get the love from other people. But if you had the ability to say, I'm feeling a certain way, I can change how I feel just by changing how I think. So this is another big part of it as well, guys. This is what I want to change in the self-development world. People read the books, they get highs and they get big lows, highs, big lows. I want to change that. I want people to go have those highs and then have the growing times, the challenges. But when you have those challenges that come across you in your life, you're not feeling like a victim. You're not feeling angry. You're like, amazing, I need this challenge in my life because I need to grow. I've still got growing to do. And you see it differently. And when you see it differently, it produces different emotions. And you feel more driven and determined. And you don't end up wasting time feeling sorry for yourself or being down. So this is the I call it the wheel of life. And you rate yourself from the recreation, leisure, fun, spiritual, personal development, family and friends, money, finances, physical environment, spouse, relationship, health, physical well-being, career, work. And you want to rate yourself at a 0 to 10. So this is something that we'll do when we get over to Bali as well, is that we'll have this where we can really, I can see where you are lacking in certain areas in your life. And why are you lacking in those areas? Why are you not rated high in health? Why don't you have a great connection with your family? How can you better that connection? Why don't you have much money in your life? How can you better your finances? So this is a great thing that we can use to measure where you currently are at. And the idea of it is that you want to have a good round circle. So you don't want to have like a 10 in career and a 2 in personal development. So you want to have that round shapes, which we will talk about over there as well. But yeah, it's just getting a whole idea of mind, body, soul. Where are you in your life? And get the ratings down so that we can really measure you at the start and then to see where you're going to make the changes in your life so that you can get that complete circle. So I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Whenever we do these retreats, we make it bliss. We make it, it's not heaven, but we make it as close as we can. But it's a place where I want your mind to be off home. Any stress, it's bliss. It's just to give you that feeling, the vision of literally living life on your terms, where you can have that beautiful environment, where there's a swimming pool there, there's the palm trees, the breeze, the sun, the area here as well where we'll be doing coaching, we'll eat together as a family. To have that, just that once you experience it, a lot of people don't live that life that they want to live because they've never experienced it before. They've never, so you don't miss what you haven't experienced. But when you experience something, it hurts. It hurts just to go back to your old standards. You're like, I've experienced this now. I know what there is out there. And then what happens is that you start to raise your standards in life and you become more confident because you know you need to be successful to live that life that you want to live. So there's around 1 to 3 villas that I'm looking at the moment that are just beautiful. Like they've got hammocks, they've got jacuzzis, they've just got things that you can just relax and just do it. Like there's something for everyone there to relax, to purely turn off. This is another place as well. I like this place. I can just envision having the coaching out here where we do our coaching sessions, we share our stories, we have our cries, we rebuild ourselves together. Like what the beautiful thing is that individuals come and we leave as a family. It's things that you remember for the rest of your life. So I'm just excited about showing you this as well. This is another place that we were looking at as well. Delete that. And it's just, for me, it's like just peace, just beauty, you know, to be able to just be there, legs up, relax, to have good company, and to be in that place of just, there's no worries going through your head. You're in a place where you're just, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm at peace. That's what I'm going for here. I want that peace environment, that just beauty where you're in it, you're like, yes, oh, that place where you're present. So that's the villa feel. This is what I'm looking for when it comes to the villa, like what our villa is going to look like, the experience, and the coaching that's going to be happening in the villa. Then we have photos and videos, and just we create a lot of memories in this villa. And then we have, like, I want to get in touch with nature as well. Bali's a beautiful place to really get in touch with nature. And I think when you get in touch with nature and you go back to nature and you can see these beautiful waterfalls, you can go in the waterfalls, you can just like be with nature. I'm not sure when the last time you've ever done that, but it just realigns you, takes you back to where you're supposed to be. So we're going to be seeing the beautiful sights, Bali, then the waterfalls. I've always wanted to ride an elephant. Like for me, as a kid, I've always wanted to get on the back of an elephant and to have that safari going through the forest, or the rainforest, and yeah. So have an opportunity as well, guys, where we can do that. We can really be at one with nature. We can see the animals over there. We can just be in Bali, and oh, I'm excited. Yeah, so to have that experience as well. So we're going to have day trips where we go out together and really experience the beauty of Bali. Again, some of the other bits of Bali, the sea and the scenery, and just to be there, just to be in that earth form of paradise, of just seeing the beauty of the world. I think this is what life's about, is really seeing the world, seeing it, seeing the world with your own eyes, not on TV, but just really being there, taking it in, and those memories live with you for the rest of your life. And I want to experience the culture as well, to show you the culture of how they live over there, and to get to speak to the locals, and just to see things that you haven't seen before as well. So we've got the culture side of it as well. The relaxation as well. So we're going to be getting masseuses on board to really relax, so you have the right relaxation. So if you want, this is an option, and it's there for you as well if you want to be able to get massages done. And obviously we have male, female, so it's okay. You can have male or female, but it's just being relaxed and really, this is your pampering. This is you looking after yourself. This is you feeding your mind, body, and soul. I want to hit all three areas, the mind, body, and the soul. So all of those hard years of working hard, hustling, stressing, doing all of that, just removing all of it, all of those toxins out of your body. So this is the Bali experience, guys. So we're going to be going on, write this down as well, guys. We're going to be going on the 23rd of July. 23rd of July. And we're going to come back on the 30th of July. So we're leaving on the 23rd of July and we're coming back on the 30th of July. So the experience of the Breakthrough Retreat, what you're going to have from this experience is you're going to have a very clear vision with your life. A lot of people go around in circles and circles and circles, and they don't hit these milestones in their life because they don't have that clear vision. So this week is purely for you to really not think about anything else but you, so that you can give more, you can be a better parent, you can be a better brother, a better sister, you can be a better human being. So this week is just purely, you got the week to go over the vision, and we'll have mastermind groups where we can help one another to really have that clear vision with your life, so you have it down on paper. You know exactly what you need to do to get you where you need to be. Another big thing for us as well, guys, a lot of you guys have signed off this because you want to have more confidence. For me, confidence in the area of being able to express. A lot of people have a fear of being able to express who they are because they have a fear of being judged. That there is something that I can change within you to give you unshakable confidence so that you can be Nicole, the person who you are at home in any given situation. Or when you're on a stage, some people say to me, Warren, like, do you find it hard? Do you get scared when you're speaking in front of thousands of people on stage? I'm like, no, because my whole mindset is shifted. I have this unshakable confidence because I have my clear vision of where I'm going. I'm connected to my why. And I'm comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. And I would say in the world population, only 5% are in that place where they've lost that fear of being judged by another man. So this is something I'm going to put in there as well, so that you can have that unshakable confidence to be successful in your business, to be successful in every avenue in your life, to be able to walk down the street being comfortable with who you are, being able to speak to anyone that you want to speak to, having this confidence about you, this newfound confidence. Just a quick question, guys. If you had that confidence, how much would that be worth to you in this life? In money terms, how much is that confidence worth to you? Rochelle said everything. Would you agree that it's priceless? If you could have that, if someone could give you that unshakable confidence, how much is that worth to you? And what would it do for your life? What would it do for your business? How would you show up in life? Rochelle said, I'll be free. Hannah said, priceless. Andrew said, priceless. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is something that you can't buy from a shop. But once you know how to access it, you can have it for the rest of your life, and you can pass it on to the people that you love, your children, family. This is a big part of my why, is to get people to stand in their truth and to be proud of who they are and not to have this fear of being judged. So the unshakable confidence is a must in this in this 7-day retreat. The tools and strategies to change your story. So you might want to change your life, but if you don't change your story, the same patterns are going to happen to you. So rather than you depending on somebody else, oh, I need somebody else to do it for me. I need somebody else just to give you the tools, the strategies to change your story. Because when you change your story, and your story is your belief system, it's your blueprint of how your life is going to be, is going to turn out. Your blueprint, that's how your life tends to happen based on your blueprint. So if you don't have living on your terms, unshakable confidence in your blueprint, you can read all of the books, but you'll always go back to that blueprint, that story. So if you had the tools, the strategies on how to change that story, then your belief system is then in line with where you want to go. So you'll start noticing things in your life and you'll think, oh, that's a coincidence. Wow, I was thinking about that earlier, now it's in my life. No, you changed the story. You changed the script. Now you're focused on different things. You're going to attract those things into your life. A lot of people as well give up because they don't truly connect with their why. Yes, everyone, I'll die for my family. I'll do anything for my family. Whenever I ask that question, what would you do for your family? Anything. Can you do more for your family? Yes. Why aren't you? Don't know. I believe when you truly connect to your why, you find a way. You make it happen. When you truly are connected to your why, you're all in. Like you are all in when you're connected to your why, because it's bigger than yourself. And what it does, it brings this drive inside of you that you get things done that you thought you could never do. When you connect with your why, you don't even recognize the person who you are. And you don't worry about opportunities, you create opportunities. You build new paths when you have a big enough why. So that involves you really going into your past and really finding out and taking you on a journey, a visualization of taking you to the future, of what your life's going to look like if you didn't live, if you just did what you've always done. What's it going to look like? How are you going to feel? Knowing that you could have done more for your family, but you didn't. So we're going to really use the visualizations. We're going to go deep in for you to connect to that why, so it wakes you up every single day. I want results. I want every single person that comes to this retreat, I want results. I don't want you coming here, oh yeah, it was a lovely holiday, it was beautiful, it was like heaven, and then come back and be the old you. That's my mission failed. I want you to go over here, and this is the start to changing your life. That when you come back, your life's never the same again. You have a different approach to life. You start going after your goals and dreams like your life depends on it, because it does. Like that's what I'm creating this. I want that. I want to create leaders, people that are truly standing in their truth and living on their terms. And then when I turn up, I'm going to give my all, because I need to be all in to be able to get you to that place where you make that shift in your life. Another big thing as well is to manage your emotions. So in life, guys, do you know what? Things are going well, things are going well, things are going well. Something happens. It could be anything. You could have a loss in the family. Something happens. And then that thing happens and it just literally knocks you off the horse and you can't get back on the horse. People get beaten up by life, beaten up around the circumstance that you're being put through. But just imagine if you could manage how you feel. Like the emotion that you feel, you could turn something that you thought was negative, you could turn a bad emotion into a good emotion as your driver, rather than something that's going to weigh you down. So this is what you're going to get from the retreat as well, is to be able to manage how you feel, emotional intelligence. And the last one that ties everything in is mindset mastery. What's got me to where I am right now is being obsessed. Changing my environment, language, the people that I surround myself with. Like people say to me, Warren, do you ever have bad days? I don't have bad days. Why? Because my environment doesn't allow me to have bad days. I'm reminded by my environment, I am reminded of what I have in my life. I'm reminded of my goals. I'm reminded of the affirmations that I see on my wall every single day. I don't have bad days because I'm not in the environment that promotes bad days, negativity. If I was in a job that I didn't like, if I was in a toxic environment, then I wouldn't have good days every day. It makes sense. Your environment, you're a product. You are a product of your environment. And when you change your environment, your whole life changes. So it's having that mastery about yourself where you've come to a place in your life right now where you said enough is enough. Like people say, who is this for? It's for those people where living average or living the life that you're living right now is so painful that you have to change. Like you're at a place in your life where this is it. I have to. And when you're in that place, that's when you truly can connect to your why. And then you literally have a breakthrough. Like tears start running down your cheeks. Because you'll have that realization that you're not weighed down no more. You can let things go. Things that you've held on to for years, you can let go. A story that you told yourself carried all of that weight with you. A story that you told yourself told you that you wasn't good enough because you went through a certain thing in your life or whatever it is. You can change the story and it can become your strength. So who is ready, guys? Also, as well, before I tell you about the next stage, what I'm going to do, because I think would be powerful, is once we have the week in Bali together and we have this transformation week, what I'm going to create is an event where everyone who goes, and trust me, by the last day of the retreat, you'll be ready to step foot on the stage. Like there'll be no fear, mark my words, no fear whatsoever to step on that stage. I want to create an event of 100 people. And what we can do over in Bali as well is we can plan a keynote, so a talk that you're going to be talking about, something that you can give back. Because I think the key to living is giving. So you can stand on that stage with this newfound confidence, this new glow about you. Being in a place where people are on the edge of their seats listening to everything that you say. Where you just came back from Bali. And you're in this newfound life of yours, new direction. And the confidence, I think, the speaking, I think the reason why I'm doing this is so that I want this to be something that you can look at and to say, I would have never done this in a million years before. And here I am on stage, speaking to an audience. Here I am. And we do all the training, all the coaching in Bali. But for me, I think this is it. You know, I have an event where I can just say, look, you thought you couldn't do that? Or you can see the video of yourself and be like, I don't recognize that person. You don't recognize that person because that's the new you. So, how's everyone feeling? It's not for growing speakers only, it's for all abilities, for people that want to have a breakthrough. The speaking aspect of it is the really expression, you know, that whole losing that fear of being judged and allowing yourself to open up to an audience. Like that's, for me, it's liberating. It's a true, you can measure like the growth to be able to be there on that stage and stand in your power and your truth. Hannah's buzzing. Awesome. I'm ready. I hope I can go. Eek scares me. Good. If it doesn't scare you, it won't change you. If it doesn't scare you, it won't change you. You need to be scared. And when you're scared, it means that you're changing. You know, there's a famous quote that says, people would rather be living in known hells than unknown heaven, in unknown heavens. They'd rather live in known hells. Why? Because they know how it feels. They're in it, but they're scared of success. They're scared of going to where they really want to go to in life. But on that other side of fear is where you are living in your purpose, in that place there. Kirsty said, my belly feels butterflies now. How excited am I? Amazing. So guys, who wants to know how much it is? What's the investment? Who wants to know the investment? Rochelle said, me. Hannah said, yes, yes. Chris said, how much? Deborah said, me. Okay, so the investment is 1,991, and this covers the flights and the accommodation and the life-changing coaching as well. The breakthrough that, you know, the whole life will never be the same again. That's what it covers. So there's a deposit of 997, and after that there's two payments of 497. So in that is going to be a life-changing experience, being with people who are like-minded. You're going to get my coaching to really shift those stories in your head so that you can live life on your terms. So you're going to be getting luxury accommodation, life-changing coaching, and you're going to have beautiful Bali to witness this experience of being in a place where it's so peaceful and beautiful. And this is going to be the start of something that's going to change the rest of your life. We are going to be in a place where we're out there in Bali together, living, feeling for the first time in our life. For the first time in our life, we're going to be living. So I'm going to be taking 6 people on this retreat. So what I look for are those people who are ready, and you know you're ready. When you know you need change, like there's something inside of you that's pulling you. If you feel that feeling inside, like, yes, I'm ready, I need this. Like, I have this scale, 0 being I'm fine, I'm at home, I'm happy and fine with my life. But really you're sat on the sofa eating quavers, watching Hollyoaks. Or you're a 5. 5 are procrastinators. I'm going to change my life, but I'm going to do this first. Or I need to do this first. I need to do that. I'm going to do it next week or next month, next year. Definitely going to do it then. They just talk. Because there's a sense of fear of the unknown, the fear of actually succeeding. And then there's people that are at a 10 on the scale. When you're at a 10 on the scale, the first thing you think about are the results that you want in your life, to live an extraordinary life. Like, I'm ready. I need those results. I need that transformation in my life so I can start living so I can retire my mother, I can give my children the best life possible. So you can get into that place where you're in control. So if you're in that place where you're ready to change your life and you want to be one of the 6 people, you want to be one of the 6 people, I want to be doing interviews on the phone as well, so that we have the right chemistry. Because some of you say, I'm ready, I can invest, I'm ready, but you're not really ready. We need to make sure that you're ready, because it doesn't finish when you get back from Bali. It's like having a shower. You can't expect to be clean if you only have a shower once a week. So it's so important that you're in a place where my life's changing and I know that someone can guide me, but it has to be me that puts that work in. So if you're in that place where you're like, yes, me, I'm ready, I'm hungry, I'm driven to living life on my terms. And I want to ask you this, when you're living that life, how are you feeling? When you're living that life that you've always wanted to live, how are you feeling? Because that feeling is going to be the same feeling that you get when you achieve it. That feeling that's in your body right now. So if you're ready, guys, you're ready to get on board. Okay, what I want you to do, I need you to email. Okay, that you would have got sent an email with this webinar. Email, I'm in for an interview. I'm in for an interview. Email me that after this webinar, saying I am in for an interview. We'll get a phone call. We'll get a phone call put up, and then we will have a talk, and I can find out if you're ready and if the chemistry is right. Because I want to get people that are from the same sort of place, so that therefore it's not a mismatch, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you're ready, guys, type in I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's change your life forever. And to get new results in your life, you've got to do things that you've never done before. And it seems crazy at the time. You're like, oh my gosh, but it changes your whole direction in your life. Do we have any questions, guys? Do we have any questions? I love this, guys. You guys, I'm ready. I need this. Like what I know is that nothing's a coincidence. You know, like how we're all together now. Nothing is ever a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Signs always show up. That's what I know. So guys, act fast. Okay, if you know it's your time, you're ready to be in Bali with us, and you're ready to change your life forever. Enough isn't that you want to be successful in your business, you want to be successful in your personal life. You want to start having control of your life. Get in contact with me as ASAP, guys, so we can put the calls in and we'll make it happen. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure sharing this with you. Get ready for the time of your life. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Lives will never be the same again. So message me, guys, straight away and we'll get the calls booked in. Bye for now, guys. See you later.